and welcome to Win Over Depression. I am your host, Tamera Trotter. This is the space where healing meets hope and faith meets mental wellness. If you have ever felt overwhelmed, overlooked, or emotionally exhausted, you are not alone and you are not without power. Each episode, we share real strategies, real conversations, and real encouragement to help you rise above depression and reclaim your joy. Because depression does not get the final say in your story. You do. Let's win together. Today, we'll be talking about resilience, something powerful and what we all have inside of us. Resilience is about your ability, my ability to bounce back. But let me take that deeper. Resilience is not just about bouncing back. It's about bouncing forward with wisdom, strength, and faith after life hits you. With faith as our foundation, we believe that even in our lowest moments, God is still working. It is your inner ability to endure pain without letting it define you. It's what allows you to say, I may feel low, but I will not stay here. Resilience doesn't mean you don't feel depression. It means depression doesn't get the final say. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Depression often starts quietly. It shows up as fatigue, loss of interest, irritability, pulling away from people, feeling overwhelmed by simple things, and if we don't catch it early, it can deepen. This is where resilience becomes your early defense mechanism. Resilience helps you recognize something is off and I need to respond. Instead of ignoring it, resilience says, I'm going to take action now before this grows. It's like laying in bed in the morning and not wanting to get up and realizing that you want to stay in bed all day, but recognizing that you must take action, because if you stay in bed, your depression will be exacerbated. You will feel tired from laying in bed. You haven't given your body an opportunity to wake up. You probably haven't eaten anything, so you're not feeding your mental health. That's where resilience steps in and allows you to figure out that I must be proactive in my quest to manage my mental health and continue to feel better on my journey to wellness. Resilience is powerful because managing depression early is not perfection. It's about awareness and response. Resilience is not always loud. Sometimes it looks like taking a shower when your energy is low, saying no to protect your peace, reaching out instead of isolating, and praying when your heart feels heavy. Resilience says, I will do the small things that keep me moving forward. The 15-minute activities that we do make all the difference in the world. Get up every day knowing that you're going to achieve at least 2 tasks or goals in 15-minute increments. When you have done that, you can rest and you will feel good while resting because you accomplished something. And those small things, they are big victories. Remember, we always celebrate the progress. We always celebrate the small wins because they turn into the big victories. So let's bring faith into this. Resilience is strengthened when you know that God is with you even in your struggle. The Bible reminds us that we are more than conquerors. So even when depression whispers, you can't, God says, You already have what it takes with me. Your resilience is not just internal, it's spiritual. You are being carried even when you feel weak. I recently lost someone that I've known since I was the age of 14, my brother-in-law. And it's been a week and I've been thinking about him every day. But I know that because God knows what is best and because he was suffering so much, that even though I'll miss him, I know that he's in a better place. That's what resilience does, because he actually was very resilient throughout his entire illness. He didn't complain. He was hopeful. He was prayerful, and he did everything he could to stay in the game of life. But even though he has passed on, there are so many memories that will allow us to remember him and to smile. Here are a few ways to strengthen your resilience before depression takes hold. Check in with yourself daily. Ask, how am I really feeling? Be honest with yourself. And if you're not feeling upbeat, what can you do to feel better? What action will you take? It's always an action that's involved when we recognize that we need a boost in our mood. Don't ignore the early signs. Address them with care, not judgment. So when you get up in the morning and you feel off, have breakfast, take a shower. Those two things will get your endorphins going, and that natural food that's going into your belly and the water coming down is going to give you energy for the day. Energy for the day. Create small routines, because structure builds stability. So get up every morning, be ready to take your shower and eat breakfast within that first hour. Make sure you stay connected. Isolation feeds depression and connection weakens it. Call that friend that you've been meaning to call. Watch that movie that you had intended to watch, or start reading something that you know is going to make you feel better. Remember, music is always good, because music is medicine to the soul. Speak life over yourself. Your words matter more than you think. You are wonderfully made. You are a masterpiece. Today, expect favor in your life. Speak your day into existence. Today is going to be a good day. I'm going to be blessed and highly favored. My interactions are going to be pleasant. I'm going to have good conversation, and I'm going to finish the day in a good mood. When we set up our day, we are setting up our mind to receive the good things that are in store for us. When we believe that it's going to be a bad day and we allow one moment, one setback to turn the rest of the day into a sour day, that's no good. We have to remember that managing our depression and our mental health is practicing self-care and learning how to cope with life. You are stronger than the moment. Resilience is already inside of you. You don't have to wait for it. You can activate it. Even if today all you did was breathe and keep going, that is resilience, and that matters. You can win. You can overcome. And you are more resilient than you could possibly imagine. Don't count yourself out. Don't sell yourself short. Remember, resilience is not something that you either have or don't have. It's not reserved for strong people. Resilience is a skill, and that means it can be learned, strengthened, and developed over time, just like a muscle. And here's the truth. Depression often convinces you that you are weak. You are not weak. But the very fact that you are still here, still trying, still listening, means your resilience is already at work. Depression doesn't just affect your mood. It attacks your belief in your ability to recover. It tells you this is permanent, nothing will change, you don't have the strength. So before depression deepens, it tries to disconnect you from resilience. That's why early awareness is critical. Because the moment that you recognize that depression is talking, not truth, you begin to reclaim your power. Let's go a little bit deeper. Coping says, I'm just trying to get through the day. Resilience says, I'm getting through this and I'm growing through this. Coping helps you survive. Resilience helps you transform, and both are important, but resilience takes you so much further. Because resilience asks, what can I learn from this moment? What can I do differently? What do I need to say to myself in order to know that this too shall pass? Resilience isn't random. It's built on key foundations, and there are 5. Number 1 is awareness, recognizing your emotional state early. When you know what triggers your depression and anxiety, you are in a better position to be able to respond. So number 1 is awareness. Number 2 is regulation, knowing how to calm your mind and body. You can practice box breathing, which is breathing in, breathing out, counting to 4, breathing in and breathing out. So number 2 is regulation. These are the building blocks of resilience. Number 3 is perspective, understanding that feelings are temporary, not permanent. It's kind of like when you hear something and you're shocked. It's temporary because your mind is trying to receive it. Your mind is trying to process it, but it's not permanent. We always have to have perspective, but it's hard because sometimes we think that things won't get better, but the truth is that things will get better. We just don't know when, and we don't feel like it's going to get better, but just know that it will. That's perspective. Number 4 is support, knowing that you're never alone, that you don't have to do life alone. So who are your biggest supporters? Who are the people who are in your corner constantly? The ones who let you know that you are a person who is loved, cared for, and that you bring so much joy. So support is the 4th building block of resistance. And finally, number 5 is faith, believing there is a purpose even in pain, because our pain represents our biggest testimony. It may not feel like it at the time, but once you get through the pain, and you will see how much you've grown, and you will be amazed that not only did your resilience show up, your compassion showed up, your love showed up, your care and concern showed up, and you realize that you are stronger and more resilient than you could ever possibly know. So think about the one thing that you've gone through in the last several months. What did you learn from it? What has it taught you? And I guarantee that you have grown. So just to go over the 5 building blocks of resilience, number 1 is awareness. Number 2 is regulation. Number 3 is perspective. Number 4 is support. And number 5 is faith. I want you to rate yourself in each of these. Where do you feel your awareness lies? Would you give yourself a 1 where you think you need more work? Maybe a 3, you're kind of in the middle? Or would you say, I'm really good with awareness, so I'm going to give myself a 5? Where do you give yourself, or what would you give yourself for regulation, perspective, support, and faith? And I challenge you to move each of your ratings a little bit higher to the next level. So if you said, you know what, my regulation isn't that good, I give myself a 1. What can you do to move yourself in regulation from a 1 to a 3? Because remember, regulation is knowing how to calm your mind and body. Practice more box breathing. Know that a trigger is coming and be able to ward it off in order to keep your depression at bay. Here's something powerful. Resilience is built in everyday decisions, not big moments, small ones. Every time you choose to get up, to eat, to speak kindly to yourself, choosing to keep going, you are reinforcing resilience. And over time, the choices become your default response. Let's talk about your thoughts, because resilience is deeply connected to what you say to yourself. If your inner voice says, I can't handle this, you will be defeated and feel defeated every single time. But if you shift to, this is hard, but I can get through it, everything changes. Everything gets better. Everything looks up. Resilience grows in environments where truth is spoken over fear. So be mindful. Your words are either feeding your depression or strengthening your resilience. Now let's bring it home. There will be days when your own strength feels like it's not enough. We've talked about that. When depression wins, it's okay. Depression will win sometimes. Remember, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain through no fault of your own. And sometimes it gets the best of you. It gets the best of me. And what I do is I try to regroup and try again the next day. That's where spiritual resilience comes in. It says, I may feel weak, but I am not alone. God becomes your strength when yours runs low. And that changes everything. He is there to pick you up, walk beside you, and guide you every step of the way. He will never leave nor forsake you, because you're not just relying on yourself. You're being sustained. God sustains us because his mercy and grace is sufficient. Let me give you something practical. The earlier you activate resilience, the less control depression has. It's like putting out a small fire before it spreads. When you speak up early, adjust your routine, ask for help early, you shorten the duration and intensity of depression. That's wisdom, that's strength, that's resilience in action. Give yourself credit. That's resilience in action. Resilience is not about never falling, because we all fall. But resilience is about refusing to stay down. It's about knowing I've been here before and I've made it through. And even if you haven't, you can start today. One thought, one action, one moment at a time. That is how resilience is built. I want to give you some affirmations. I am stronger than what I feel. Repeat after me. I am stronger than what I feel. This moment is temporary. I will rise. Repeat after me. This moment is temporary. I will rise. I am building resilience every single day. Repeat after me. I am building resilience every single day. God is strengthening me even now. Repeat after me. God is strengthening me even now. You are resilient. You are still here in 2026. I know you've cried yourself to sleep many nights. So have I. Many nights, many days, many times I've wanted to give up. But I know that I can't, because people are waiting to hear my testimony, because I want to be here. I just want to feel better. But I know that I must go on. I must continue, because giving up is never an option. We must stay in the game of life, because our life matters. It's worth living. And we are going to get to the place that we deserve to be. And that is fulfilled and happy. I never want to end my podcast without thanking you so very much. You continue to be the absolute best part of Win Over Depression. This was a powerful episode. I felt God in it. Please like and subscribe. Share this episode with someone that you know can benefit from this message. I want to remind you that I have a course called 14 Days to Defeat Depression. It's jam-packed with information. It's going to set you on that path and journey to healing. Look in the show notes to learn more about how to grab it. But you can also send me an email to tct1867@gmail.com and I will send you the link. Once again, tct1867@gmail.com. Remember, stay in the game of life. Giving up is never an option. And I will see you next time on Win Over Depression. Thank you so much. Take care.